A millionaire businessman, a ruthless ex-drug lord, and a plan so cold-blooded it would send chills down the spine of even the most hardened criminals. This is the story of a Marjit Chohana man who built an empire, only to have it stolen by a man willing to do the unthinkable. A man known as Captain Cash, who would stop at nothing to erase an entire family from existence. But this wasn't just a crime for money. No. This was a tale of greed, deception, and a horrifying massacre that would shock the nation. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear is the true story of one of Britain's most brutal and calculated crimes. Marjit Chohan was a self-made man. Born in India, he had fought his way to success, building a multi-million-pound freight business, Seba Freight. With a loving wife, Nancy, 2 young sons, and a mother-in-law who adored him, life was perfect. But Marjit had one weakness: he trusted people too easily. And it was this trust that would lead him straight into the hands of a monster. Kenneth Regan was no ordinary businessman. He was a former drug dealer, known on the streets as Captain Cash for his flashy lifestyle. But after serving time behind bars, he needed a new way to make money fast. That's when he set his sights on Seba Freight. He saw an opportunity. It's not just to take over a successful business, but to use it as a front for an even bigger operation: international drug smuggling. But there was one problem: Marjit Chohan. And Regan had only one solution: eliminate him. On February 13, 2003, Regan lured Chohan to a meeting, promising a lucrative business deal. Chohan had no idea that he was walking straight into a nightmare. He was ambushed, overpowered, and held captive at a remote farmhouse. Regan had no intention of letting him go. Instead, he had a terrifying demand. Over days of torture and confinement, Chohan was forced to sign over his entire company to Regan. He must have known what would happen next. Regan couldn't let him live. He had seen too much. And so, in cold blood, Regan and his men ended Chohan's life. But the horror was only beginning. 4 days later, when Chohan's family began asking questions, Regan made a decision so monstrous it defies belief. Nancy Cho, her 2 young sons, just 18 months and 2 years old, and her mother, Charanjit Kaur, were all abducted. They were taken to the same house where Chohan had been held. But there would be no mercy. Regan needed no witnesses. And so, one by one, they were killed. Even the innocent children. With the entire family gone, Regan thought he was in the clear. The bodies were weighted down and dumped into the English Channel, vanished without a trace. But there was one person Regan hadn't accounted for. Ankur Verma, Nancy's brother in New Zealand, grew suspicious when he stopped hearing from his family. Determined to find out the truth, he pressed the police to investigate. And what they found would expose the horrifying truth. It wasn't long before police uncovered the forgeries, the lies, and ultimately the bodies. Regan, along with his henchmen, William Hornsey and Peter Rees, were arrested and put on trial. The evidence was undeniable. The verdict: guilty of multiple murders. Regan and Hornsey received life sentences, ensuring they would never see freedom again. Marjit Chohan's dream was to build a future for his family. But greed, cruelty, and sheer evil took everything from them. Their story serves as a haunting reminder of how darkness can lurk in the most unexpected places, and how one man's relentless pursuit of justice ensured that those responsible would never escape the truth. If this story shocked you, share it. Let the world know what happened to Marjit Chohan and his family. Subscribe for more true crime stories, because the truth deserves to be told.